Hi everybody, I hope you're doing marvellously well. I'm dressed a little bit smarter than normal here because I think I should. We are going to be talking about a new product from Rupert Neve's company, the dearly departed genius of gear. Yes, Rupert Neve. And this is something that quite a few people have been asking about. And the reason why I say that is because you've got obviously the Shelford channel, which is many engineers' favorite piece of equipment. But if you were to get 500 series versions of everything that's put into this, or all of the Shelford channel's kind of features, it usually comes out at about $4,000 for a channel. So what they decided to do was take the most popular features and include it in one channel strip. So what I'm going to do here, rather than just recording a song, which I normally do, which is always fun to do, I'm actually going to have a drummer play, I'm going to have some acoustic guitar, electric guitar, put a vocal mic up, do bass, and just mess with it. Because you've got their world-class, incredible mic pre here. You've got, obviously, you know, it's Rupert Neve. You've got the Rupert Neve EQ and then his compressor. And then, of course, probably, maybe most importantly, the texture knob here from the Transformer, which you've got the silk. You've got the red and blue. Remember that? They're just fantastic sounding. Every time we've demoed Rupert Neve stuff, this Rupert Neve design stuff, it's always done really, really well. It's performed really, really well. So to start off with, what we decided to do was put up just two mics on a drum kit. And for those mics, we're using a pair of Loughton mics. So shout out to Loughton. I thought long and hard about this. I've got U47s, I've got U67s, U87s, C12, C12. I've got every mic you can think of. I've got budget mics, some of the best mics from like the Lewitt and Mojave and Roya and loads of other companies, JZ or JZ. But I thought Loughton might be a good fit for somebody who was buying this. This is a mid-price. It's $2,000 a channel, not $4,000. So it's half the price of the component value, only using the actual features that I would use, that anybody would use. And I feel like, you know, there's going to be some mics in and around there which would do well. And the Loughton sort of screamed at us as being something that might suit this kind of person. Because the Loughtons have those different functionality, like Lewitt do, obviously, with the 1040, different functionality to change sounds. Anyway, let's get stuck in. So we've got the wonderful Jad playing some drums here. I just asked him to play a really simple beat. We've got a kick mic in front of the kick. There's no hole cut in the kick. And we've got an overhead mic over the top just to get a whole view of the kit. So first of all, let's give it some gain. Sounds great. Now, what I'm going to do is, well, first of all, there's a high-pass filter here, which we're not going to need on this kick drum mic, but let's just engage it. Oh, well, you can hear that. Okay, so an effective and variable from obviously 0 to 250, sorry. So you can get quite aggressive, but that's nice. So you can print it how you want to hear it. Okay, next up there's a trim control, which is always great on a mic pre because it means I can abuse it. I can turn the trim down and then abuse that. Printing it a little hot. So what I might do in that instance is engage the compressor. And you can see the gain reduction coming in down here. Go fast release time. Now, I'm using the Avid Carbon, by the way. So we're going to use the Carbon here. We're really kind of experimenting and changing things up. New studio, trying new things. Okay, so it's a good boomy kick drum. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Now, if I put in the EQ, I could maybe, in I've got 150, out I've got 60. I'm going to leave it on 60 for this. I've got a mid-frequency selection. Maybe I can cut some low mids, or go for some attack. What I'll probably do in this instance is cut some low mids, leave it on 8K, bit of attack. Quite dramatic, isn't it? Take it out. Really, I think the thing about Rupert Neve EQ is it's super smooth. I mean, that's a great thumping kick. Really aggressive. Hitting the mic pretty hard, got the trim all the way down, not doing any high passing, no need on that. Now I can do the compressor pre-EQ if I want. Which in this instance I kind of like. Okay, cool. Let's hear the overhead. So this is the overhead. So this is kind of the everything mic. It's going to be hi-hat and snare. Let's do the same thing. Turn the trim down. Hit the mic hard. Bit of crunch in there, kind of like it. Put the high pass in. Try and lose some of the low end on the kick. But EQ. Set to 150. Get some of that body of the snare. Actually coming up a little bit higher on the high pass. Okay. Ton of 8K boost on that. Compressor in. Bring the gain output down a bit. Now let's try the silk texture. Here's the red. Kind of nice on the mids. Let's go to the blue. Softening it a little bit too much for me. Back to the red. Okay, now I'm going to put the kick in against it. I'm really compressing heavily on the snare, but I like it. There you go. 2 mics on a drum kit. Absolutely superb. So what we've got here is classic Neve way of working, is the ability to push the mic pretty hard, back it off with the trim. I love hearing a Neve start to distort, and then I have to bring it back just ever so slightly. I get all those harmonics, all that additional oomph that I love without, you know, when it's a modern piece of equipment, without buzzes and hissing and all that kind of stuff. That's the great thing about brand new, well-made equipment. So great. Variable high pass is absolutely superb. Really good here on the snare, as we heard. EQ section, really simple, really usable. It's defaulting to a kick drum frequency or a frequency that we might want on the low end of a snare, for instance. Fully sweepable between 220 and 7K in the mid-range. So that's a lot. And then obviously I cut like crazy on that kick. I really enjoyed it. I could have brought some back as well, but I went nuts on it. And then a little bit of 8K just to see if I can get some snap. Then I actually found that I like the pre-EQ, actually the compression going into the EQ, but you can change it up a little bit either way. I could probably back this up and not make it so aggressive, but, you know, find out for yourself. And then the texture I didn't use on the kick, but I really liked it on the snare for adding a bit more mid-range. Maybe if we go to the blue on the kick, let's try that now. Listen to both together. See if the extra oomph. I have a tendency to just go maximum. And then let's back off some of this mid-range cut. Now it's a little bit more punchy. Let's go the blue on this. Of course, now I like the blue on the hat more. I like that. Now I'm putting some mids in it, probably about 1.5. Great. I mean, it's got everything that we want. We want in a Neve style EQ, compressor, and mic pre. But let's try on some other instruments. Let's hear some acoustic guitar. Now we're going to throw Tommy in there, and he's a pretty fantastic guitar player. So we'll have him play some, you know, some picky bits, and we'll also have him strum. Let's give it a listen. So we have Tommy in there playing our Yamaha acoustic. I'm going to zero everything out here. So take away all the compression, no EQ. Let's just get this all nicely flat as a proverbial pancake. Get rid of all of the silk texture, etc. All right, put on the headphones. So let's get a bit of gain. So strings are fairly old, it's a little dull, so we'll see if we can brighten that. First things first, let's high pass a little bit, get rid of some of that boominess. We're using a beautiful large diaphragm condenser. Let's put the EQ in. Put a bit of extra, some 8K on it. I've always liked mids on guitars, so EQ out. I'm actually adding a little 150 on, and then I'm bringing my high pass up. Too much. EQ out. Smooth EQ, really like it. Okay, let's put some compression in. Again, fastest release time. Because I am boosting EQ, I'm going to compress into it, so pre-EQ. Nope. It's better going into it, sorry. Let's go with the silk. Let's go to the blue. Definitely a little fatter, warmer. Off. There it is. So all in one. Beautiful mic pre. Let's overload it a bit, just for the heck of it. Back it off, make it nice and clean, pretty. So it's nice and pretty. It's actually really nice, pretty. Yamaha LL16, Loughton mic, and the Newton channel from Rupert Neve Designs. Rather lovely. All right, let's hear some electric guitars. So now Tommy's playing some electric. He's actually using the Iconic guitar, which is a great company. It's kind of a Jazzmaster guitar, and we're going through the Pro Junior. We're using, again, the same microphone, so large diaphragm condenser. Got the silk on, I'm going to turn it off. Bit of drive. I'm going to put the compression in already. Oh, it loves electric guitars! This is your new electric guitar mic pre compressor. Let's see if the EQ works as well. 150. High pass it up below that. Nice. I want to give him a delay pedal so he can have some fun. Or even a bit of reverb. Take the EQ out. Sounds great even without the EQ. Put the EQ back in. All right, let's try the silk. Oh. Of course I have to go maximum. There's some bite in that mids. All right, let's go to the... Smooth it out. It's funny, one of the guys from Rupert Neve said to me, you're going to love it, but you're going to love it like crazy on electric guitars because the EQ just works so well on it. It certainly does. I used to have some old Cowrec PQ 1061s and their EQ points were perfect on electrics. This is super close to that. Fantastic. All right. We're definitely keeping this for electric guitar tracking. Okay, so Tommy's playing was great. We love what this was doing, so we thought, why the heck, why don't we just stick a mic out in the lounge area and just get some ambience? So I'm going to listen to that. So good. And that's all the default settings from the snare. So let's get rid of all of that. So we can maybe put some high passing on. We don't need extra lows. EQ, compression. I'm going to pan these away from each other. Guitars, 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 guitars. When we're tracking guitars, Pro Junior, iconic guitar, no effects, nothing, just the two louter mics and the Newton channels, Rupert Neve designs Newton channels. Mwah. So Jad, who played drums for us, is now playing some bass. So we just got the DI soloed at the moment. Nice sounding mic pre. That's my BB Yamaha bass, which we absolutely love. So the DI I tend to use for the low end, so I'm going to add a tiniest amount of EQ. I'll keep it on 60. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, good, good, good. Now let's hear the silk before I do anything else. So the blue is the more richer, lower kind of, yep, love that. So let's put some compression in. Keep it on the fastest release. Getting 1 to 2 dB worth of gain reduction. Now I'm going up to 4. It's great. Okay. Now I'm going to listen to the amp. I'm not going to use any high passing. I could, but I'm not going to. I don't know if I need any more low end. Maybe some mids, about 700-ish. Don't need any top end. To be honest, I could probably... Yeah, there's nothing there to grab. Cut it and not even notice. Let's put some compression in. Again, fastest release time. Put the two together. Gonna add the silk in. We're printing a nice even tone. Fantastic. Love it on bass too. Gentle EQ, compression, good sounding mic pre, the silk, I always overdo it, is fantastic. These are all the elements that I would use when tracking bass. So these are obviously going to be your universal mic pre, EQ, compressor unit with the silk function as well. Again, the whole idea is for them to take all of the things that people love in all the individual products and put them in one. It's in the Shelford as well, I think, but the Shelford is twice the price. This is the streamlined everything for everybody. And it's simple enough. I don't like too many knobs, but to me, like a mic gain where I can push it and overdrive it if I want with the trim control, a high-pass variable high-pass filter all the way up to 250 is great. EQ, 6150 on the low end, then 220? Yeah, 220 to 7K on the mid-range, 8 to 16K on the high boost is going to do me great. Compression, I always go for the fastest release time. It's working absolutely beautifully. I did use pre-EQ on the kick drum. I thought it was kind of nice, but otherwise typically I EQ if I'm boosting into compression. And then the silk is something I abuse. It's that transformer sound that I really, really like. Although it's a bit more than that because, of course, it's got two settings. It's got a setting where it actually boosts some of the mids and everything, not just the low end. Great device. Let's do one last thing. Let's put a vocal mic up here and I'm going to speak into it and listen to my own vocal. And I'm also going to use different headphones because these are open back and it makes no sense to have feedback into those. Okay, so here we are. We're on the Loughton and we're in the Newton channel. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Printing pretty decent level. I'm going to push the mic and mic pre a bit more. 1, 2, 2, 1. So I got some deliberate distortion. Okay, let's come back. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 2. I'm looking here and I'm printing pretty hot. 1, 2, 2. Now I'm going to distortion. I'll come back 1. Come back a little bit on here. 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. My voice has a bit of mids. You know, I'm not Barry White. I don't talk down here. I do have a bit of mids, but I don't think I'm going to apply any particular EQ. I suppose I could, but I'm not going to. Maybe we'll try in a second. So we're just going to put some high passing in just for the heck of it. So I'm going to high pass up just to get rid of any low rumble. It's hard to tell. There's a little bit, because we've got tons of lights with fans and stuff in here, which you'd not normally have when recording. There might be a bit of a rumble. Yeah, marginal. Okay, let's put the compression in again. Oh, actually, that's quite aggressive. 1, 2, but I actually like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit of grit in the voice. Bring it down 1 on the mic gain. So we've got 66 dB of gain there. I think a 1073-70, so we're only 4 dB off maximum dBage. But you do have a trim control, so you can push it a little bit harder as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I like that. I think it sounds really good. Mary had a little lamb. 1, 2. You can hear that ah in my voice, that mids, which is being exemplified by the mic, which is set flat. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. We can put the EQ on and see if we can add a little bit of air on the top there. Maybe a little bit too much. We might have to de-S it. No, it's nice. 1, 2, 2. We can go to 16K, and now it's going to be just like this super smooth top end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1. What I like about this most, can you hear it? Is you can't really hear the compression. You can hear it working, but it's not choking. 1, 2, 2. But I'm getting quite aggressive. If Eric wanted to turn on the mic here, this particular clip-on mic, you would hear that it's loud, loud, loud. I'm getting a little bit clipped there. So bring it down 1 on this, a little bit on the output gain. Loud, loud, loud. I am getting loud. And that compressor is pretty transparent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's good you can get a really great professional singer to sing in this and demonstrate it, and it will sound wonderful. But I love this compressor. It's working really well. You'll see we're printing like, I don't know, -4, I don't know. And then suddenly I get really loud and I'm coming up, I don't know, 20 dB. Yeah, about 20 dB from where we're at. So, and it's really controlling it nicely. So beautiful compressor, great for vocals, wonderful EQ, particularly loved it on the kick drum. It was fantastic on bass and amazing on electric guitar. Unbelievable. There it is, the Newton, an all-in-one,
Rupert Neve product with a world-class mic pre, beautiful, simple, silky smooth sounding EQ, compressor, wonderful compressor, and let's try the texture. Look at that. 1 2 2 2 2 1 2 2. That definitely made me a bit warmer. I actually like it like this. I like the mids coming forward, but you know, that's the point. You use it the way you want to use it. Let's go pre. The great thing about having a pair is I could put this, especially with a compressor that's as invisible as this is, it's really invisible, is I could use it on my master bus. So that's another thing as well. You could take, if you've just got like a 2i2 or an ID14 or something with just a stereo output, come out of it, stereo output through this and print back through that. I think that'd be amazing. So great for, I don't know, it's great all around. Thanks ever so much, Rupert Neve Designs, for sending us a pair. Again, try them on your master bus if you get a pair of them. I think that could be rather wonderful. This compressor being so invisible sounding would be amazing on a master bus, wouldn't it? It would really glue it together, especially if you push the transformer at the front there, really give it a bit of oomph, and then put the silk on. It could really do something quite miraculous with your mixes. Yeah. A pair of these would be rather wonderful. Thanks, everyone. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, ciao, goodbye.